Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In our last episode, we arrived at our destination and set up camp with our cool Nana coach at the Pioneer RV Park just outside of town. Now, aboard Equinox, we return to the capital of the Yukon, Whitehorse, the wilderness city.
Cruising down the highway, windows all rolled down, Florida sunshine, we're leaving this town with our cool Nana coach. It's a brand new start on the road to Alaska. Let's follow our hearts from the orange groves to the mountains high. 49 states as the eagles fly by. We'll take the scenic route through valleys and streams, living out our wildest, most electric dream on the road to Alaska.
Whitehorse is the capital of Northwest Canada's Yukon Territory. We are happy to visit Whitehorse again, especially one particular restaurant that we found to be outstanding. Whitehorse is the first big city we've been to in nearly 2 weeks, so we're going to take the opportunity to stock up on food and supplies while enjoying the favorable 25% Canadian-US currency exchange rate. Whitehorse is known for many things. It played a major role in the 1898 Klondike Gold Rush as a supply center for prospectors and stampeders heading to Dawson City. We also have a mission to find something we missed in our last trip, the famous Whitehorse horse sculpture. The striking Whitehorse horse sculpture, a soaring metal horse crafted from donated scrap by artist Daphne Metal, was installed in 2011 at the top of 2 Mile Hill in Whitehorse. It stands proudly over 3 meters tall, perched atop a swirling, wave-like metal base reminiscent of the Whitehorse Rapids that inspired the city's name.
Each piece you see on this sculpture is a donation made by a Yukoner. It is meant to represent both the origin of the city's name as well as the fact that we are all responsible for the shaping of the Yukon, each in our own small way. The sculpture was created by artist Daphne Metal along with journeyman welder Roger Poole and was unveiled in the fall of 2011. Every piece was donated by a Yukoner.
By a Yukoner?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we got on here. Of course, cables used in the mining industry. Wright Manufacturing from York, Pennsylvania. Boy, that made some trip, huh? One of the points of interest that we missed during our 2022 visit to Whitehorse is the famous Whitehorse Rapids Fishway, otherwise known as the Whitehorse Fish Ladder. The Whitehorse Fish Ladder is the longest wooden fish ladder in the world and plays a critical important role in helping fish pass safely around the Whitehorse Rapids Dam. The construction of the hydroelectric dam in 1959 made it difficult for the Chinook salmon to swim back upstream on their yearly journey to lay their eggs. So, a fish ladder was constructed. Just downstream from the fish ladder is the Whitehorse Rapids Fish Hatchery. Started in 1984, the hatchery fertilizes salmon eggs each year and releases the hatched salmon into creeks in the Yukon River system. The Whitehorse Fish Ladder won't take up much of your time. It's definitely worth a stop. The SS Klondike is the name of the steam-powered sternwheeler pictured here and is a National Historic Site located here in Whitehorse. The second of two by the same name, they ran freight between Whitehorse and Dawson City along the Yukon River. The first from 1929 to 1936, and the second, an almost exact replica of the first, from 1937 to 1950. Klondike 1 was built by the British Yukon Navigation Company in 1929, and it had the distinction of having 50% more capacity than a regular sternwheeler, while still having the shallow draft and meeting the size requirements in order to travel down the Yukon River. Klondike 1 had a cargo capacity of 270 metric tons without having to push a barge. In June of 1936, Klondike 1 ran aground north of the 30-mile section of the Yukon River. The company salvaged the ship's boiler, engines, and many fittings to build Klondike 2 the following year. The remains of the hull of the Klondike can still be seen at low water by canoeists on the Yukon River. Klondike 2 carried freight until the early 1950s. Due to the construction of a highway connecting Dawson City and Whitehorse, many Yukon River sternwheelers were decommissioned. That highway is the Klondike. For our next stop in Whitehorse, we drive a few miles south of the city to see and explore the MilesCanyon. The most dramatic natural feature near Whitehorse, MilesCanyon is where the Yukon River has cut its way through a flow of basaltic lava, revealing colorful cliffs of volcanic rock. During the gold rush days, the fierce rapids of MilesCanyon posed a significant danger to stampeders, but the canyon has since been tamed with a dam and is now a popular recreation area for locals and visitors alike. The area offers a well-established network of hiking and mountain biking trails throughout MilesCanyon. From the parking area, the view of the canyon is so incredible, so we decide to make a trek down a set of stone steps and take an abbreviated hike on the Yukon River Loop Trail to get a good look at the basalt walls of the canyon and the Yukon River rapids below. The area is pristine, beautiful, and very photogenic. Ooh, I don't know about these stairs. The Robert Lowe Suspension Bridge spans MilesCanyon and offers fantastic views of the canyon. The bridge was built in 1922 and dedicated by Governor General Lord Byng. Robert Lowe came to the Yukon in 1899 and had a mining interest in the Whitehorse Copper Belt region, as well as a successful cottage business. Robert Lowe became a long-serving local and territorial politician. I took a short pause mid-span on the bridge and got a great boat pilot's view of the canyon below. I couldn't resist getting some photos of the rapids and the colorful canyon walls.
Oh, the golden anniversary adventure, with every twist and turn, their love grows deeper. Jane and Steve, heroes of their own tale, in the cool nether coast they will prevail into the Yukon, where the legends are told. Whitehorse awaits with sunsets of gold. Exploring the town with a heart full of bliss, every little moment a memory to kiss. The steam from the
The views are just breathtaking. But we finally continue over the bridge and resume our hike. It's a shame our time here is so limited, but we still have a very, very long drive to Alaska, and we have to be on the road again in the morning. And we still have other sights to see here in Whitehorse as well. So onward we go. One Whitehorse landmark, which looks as if it's dated back to the Gold Rush days, is really of recent construction, although its designer and builder came over the Trail of 98. Referred to by local citizens as the Skyscraper, the 3-story log building with its 2-story neighbor on Lambert Street counts as one of the town's favorite tourist attractions. Restaurants are practically everywhere, but as I mentioned before, one particular restaurant caught our eyes during our trip in 2022, and we enjoyed it very much. So much so, we're looking forward to enjoying a meal there again on this trip. It is the Klondike Rib and Salmon. Its rustic exterior and cozy interior add to the historic ambiance of the city of Whitehorse. Klondike Rib and Salmon occupies 2 of the oldest functioning structures in Whitehorse. Originally, it was McMillan's Bakery, established around 1900. Later in 1929, it became Klondike Airways, a mail and freight operation using snowmobiles and caterpillars to transport approximately 110,000 pounds of mail annually to Dawson City. Over the years, it has served as a carpentry shop, even building coffins for a local mortuary in the 1930s. Today, it serves as a charming northern-themed restaurant, adorned with Gold Rush memorabilia, mining tools, and vintage photos, transporting diners back in time. Did I fail to mention the incredible tasty ribs and fresh salmon? The Douglas DC-3 aircraft holds a special place in locals' minds in Whitehorse and anyone who has ever visited, despite potentially not even knowing the model of the aircraft. The reason being, DC-3 CFCPY is there to greet them upon their arrival. CFCPY began its life like many other DC-3s as a United States Air Force aircraft. In 1981, CPY would be given a new lease on life and have her wheels leave the ground once again. CPY would be placed on a rotating pedestal, acting as a weather vane. The DC-3 still sits on her perch, located in front of the Yukon Transportation Museum. To wax poetic, gently rotates at the slightest breeze, always facing into the wind as if trying to take off for one more flight.
So here's to the journey, the road never ends. With mountains behind and the sun in the bends. From Florida to Alaska, this love is so grand. Jane and Steve together, forever we stand. With each lane we travel, new memories we make. In our cool nat coach, it's ours to take.